Hi everyone, and welcome to Sustain Life Journal Yoga. Today we are going to be moving through a 30-minute Hatha yoga class. So you can go ahead and get started in a child's pose with your feet together and your knees spread out wide and your hands stretched out in front of you. Class today will include a mixture of asana, pranayama, and dhyana, which is the physical practice of yoga, breath work, and meditation at the end. Start to settle into your child's pose by taking a deep inhale through your nose. And on your exhale, start to walk your hands over to the right corner of your mat. You can gently put your left hand on top of your right hand and push down, stretching out the left side body. Take a deep inhale through your nose, and on your exhale, start to walk your hands to the left side of your mat, stacking your right hand on top of your left hand, and continuing to focus on your breath. In today's flow, we'll be moving through a lot of twists, and it's important to just keep breathing through it even while you're trying to maintain the pose. Start to make your way up onto your hands and knees into tabletop pose. We'll start to move through a few rounds of cat and cow pose, Vajrayasana and Bithilasana. On your inhale, draw your navel in towards your chest, and on your exhale, bring your chin towards the sky along with your tailbone. Take a deep inhale, arching your back like a cat and drawing your chin in towards your chest. And on your exhale, release, allowing your chin to go up towards the sky. Start to move through some rounds of cat and cow at your own pace, following your breath, following what your body needs today. Every time we show up on our mat, it can feel a little bit different. So it's really important to just check into what you need today. As you flow through class today, just try your best to stay focused on your inhales and exhales and not so focused on what happened before you got on your mat today or your whole list of to-dos that will be coming after you leave your mat, but just enjoy where you are. On your next exhale, lift your right hand up towards the sky. You can twirl out your wrist or even your arm. And then bring your right hand underneath your left hand. You can move your left hand a little bit in front of your head to really lengthen out through your arm. Your head doesn't have to come all the way to the mat, but just try your best to get into a twisting formation. And really breathe while you're in this pose. Don't hold your breath. You can either keep your hips over your knees like I am, or you can bring your hips down to your feet and twist from that angle. Slowly start to untwist out of that pose. You can stretch your right hand up towards the sky and shake it out, and then move through one round of cat and cow to kind of even out your spine. And then lift your left hand up towards the sky, and again you can twirl out your wrist or your arm. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, weave your left hand underneath your right arm and find this pose on the opposite side. Allow yourself to really drop in here and just take notice to where each of your hands are on your mat. where your knees are, where your feet are, and where your mind is going. If something feels uncomfortable, maybe you can shift a bit to find the way the pose would feel best in your body. It doesn't have to look like what I'm showing you on the screen. Take a deep inhale, and on your exhale, stretch your left hand up towards the sky, maybe shake out a bit, and then make your way back into tabletop and move through one more round of cat and cow pose. Start to cross your ankles and allow your hips to come back and make your way into a seated position. You can bring your hands to heart center or to the tops of your knees. And just take a few moments to check in and see how you're already feeling this far into class. You can maybe set an intention for where you want this class to go. And on your next inhale, lift your hands up over your head. And on your exhale, bring your left hand to your right knee, twisting over to your right side. You can gently look over your right shoulder, but just be sure to keep your sits bones planted into the mat. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Lift your left hand up towards the sky and allow your right hand to meet it. And then drop your right hand down to your left knee, twisting over to your left side and looking behind you. If it's uncomfortable for your neck for any reason, you can always just look straight forward. You don't have to look behind you. Take a deep inhale, and on your exhale, release and bring your hands back up to the sky. And bring your hands to heart center. And eventually allow your hands to come to your knees. Start to bring your chest down towards your right knee, and then over to your left knee, caving out your back. And then bringing your upper body back with your arms straight in front of you, just making circles with your upper body. Moving slowly and really tapping into all of the small little movements and places throughout your body that you might not pay as much attention to throughout the day. And then when you feel ready, you can start to move the other direction. Keeping your focus on your breath. Start to slow down your roll and bring your hands to your knees. And then bring your chin to your right shoulder, making sort of a necklace with your chin, and then bringing it over to your left shoulder. And then bringing your chin back the way you came. Keep moving slowly, kind of drawing a necklace with your chin, getting into our neck. If it feels good for you, you can do the circle all the way around, or the necklace all the way around. Focusing on your inhales and your exhales, moving gently. And then when you feel ready, you can roll over your knees and make your way back into a tabletop position. Start to press into your toes and the palms of your hands and shift your hips back into a downward facing dog. You can take a pretty good bend in your knees, maybe alternating your knees. You can sway your hip side to side, just getting into our down dog. Continuing to focus on your breath. You can find a bit of stillness in your down dog, allowing your heels to drop down towards the mat. They don't have to touch completely. Begin to slowly walk your feet a couple feet print in front of you to shorten your down dog, and bring a generous bend in your knees. Pick up your right hand and bring it to the outside of your left ankle, or calf, or thigh, wherever feels best for you. Bring your hand back to meet your left hand, then pick up your left hand and hold on to your right side of your body. If you want to extend your legs, you're free to do so. And then bring your hands back to meet each other and walk back into a downward facing dog. Just getting in a little bit of a twist. Start to slowly walk your feet up towards your hands into your forward fold Uttanasana. You can take a few bounces in your knees, maybe bending one, then the other, and just settling into your Uttanasana. Take an inhale and come halfway into our Ardha Uttanasana, bringing your hands to your thighs or the floor. Take a deep bend in your left knee, and then allow your right hand to come up towards the sky, twisting over to your right side. And exhale, release, bringing it over to the opposite side, bending your right knee and twisting over to your left. Bringing your hands where it feels comfortable. And exhale, release, forward fold. One more time on the right side, bending your left knee and opening up. And then bringing it over to the right side. And forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, bring your hands up over your head. Into Tadasana, mountain pose. Really root down through your heels and your feet, bringing your hands right over your shoulders and drawing your belly button in, finding stability in your core and your feet. And then bring your hands to heart center and forward fold, Uttanasana. Plant your hands and then step back into plank pose. Allow your knees to come towards the earth and then make your way down onto your belly, bringing your hands underneath your shoulders and coming up into a cobra pose. Release back down to the earth and then make your way into a downward facing dog. You can come up through plank or up on your knees. Take a deep inhale, and on your exhale, start to walk your feet up towards your hand. There's no rush. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, and exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. On your inhale, rise up into Tadasana, mountain pose. Bringing your hands down to your heart center. Taking a deep inhale. And on your exhale, bring your hands up over your head and then drop your hips down into chair pose. In Uttanasana, we want to feel like we're almost sitting in a chair. Really trusting our thighs and our feet to hold us and keep us steady. You can bring your hands to heart center or bring them back in a flying position. And then eventually bring your hands to heart center. And then twist over to your left side, bringing your right elbow to your left knee. Taking a deep inhale, lengthening through your spine. And then on your exhale, coming back to the center and coming to the other side, bringing our left elbow onto our right knee, finding that twisting sensation on this side. Take a deep inhale, and on your exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. You can bend your knees, shake it out a little bit. Allow your feet to toe heel out to the outside of your mat into a wide-legged forward fold. You can bring your hands to opposite elbows and just allow your upper body to sway over your legs, maybe bringing a bend in your knees, even bringing your hands to the mat and just finding what works for your body. Shaking things out after all of our twisting. Slowly start to bring your feet back to touch and make your way up into Tadasana, mountain pose. On your next exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands and step back into a plank pose. Make your way through vinyasa, either coming down to your knees or staying up on your hands, coming into upward facing dog, not rushing through it, and in your own time, making your way to downward facing dog. Really drawing your chest towards your thighs, pressing into your fingers. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, lift your right leg up towards the sky. Bend your knee, draw your knee in towards your chest, and then allow your right foot to come in between your hands. Drop your left knee, and then bring your hands up over your head. If you have blocks, you can bring them to the outside of your hips. You can bring your hands to your knee or keep your hands over your head. Just finding where the pose feels best for you on this side. Take an inhale and lifting your hands up over your head, bringing your hands to heart center. And then bringing your left elbow to the outside of your right knee, twisting over your right side. Take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, bring your hands back over your head, maybe gazing up. Bring your hands down to meet your mat, coming into plank pose. And then shifting your hips back into downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up behind you. And then bend your knee, drawing your knee in towards your chest. And then allowing it to come down to the earth between your hands. Moving into Anjanasana on your left side. Again, find the hand placement that feels best for you and your body, which might feel different than how it did on the other side. You can get into a little back bend. Sometimes our bodies feel different on different sides. Take a deep inhale. Lifting your hands up over your head. And on your exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Bringing your right elbow to your left knee and twisting over to your left side. keeping the length coming through your head and breathing. Keep your focus on your breath. Take a deep inhale, and on your exhale, untwist and bring your hands outside your left foot, making your way into plank pose, and then shifting your hips back into downward facing dog. Wonderful job. We're going to start slowing things down even more. Start tiptoeing your feet up to meet your hands. Allow your hips to slowly come down, making their way to the mat. And then in your own way, come all the way down to your back. Start to draw your right knee in towards your chest, bringing your knee in the direction of your right shoulder. Take a deep inhale, and on your exhale, allow your right knee to cross over your body, coming into a supine twist. Your right hand can be extended out to your side. You can even bring your knees together and just twist over. Your left leg doesn't have to be extended. Really breathe into the sticky parts and allow extra space to be created in your spine. Slowly start to unravel your right leg and allow it to come down onto your mat, meeting your left leg. And slowly start to draw your left knee in towards your chest and find that supine twist on your right side, allowing your left hand to extend out and sinking into the mat. Gently start to unwind, bringing your left knee up and your right knee to meet it, and giving yourself a really big hug, and just thanking yourself for taking the time to come onto your mat, maybe try something new, maybe do yoga, which you've done many times before, but either way, you made the decision to take care of yourself today, and that's really important. Take a few moments to think of 3 things that you are really proud of yourself for accomplishing. And that could really be anything. Maybe it's something related to work or within your relationships, friendships, romantic, or just something personally that you have been working on and you're just really proud of yourself for the effort you put in or the success that it has brought you. And when you're ready, you can release into Shavasana. Maybe continuing to think of the things that you're proud of yourself for doing. I wanted to share with you a quote that I found that says, "When life gives you lemons, make orange juice and leave the world wondering how you did it." And I don't know who that quote is from, but I hope it gives you a little bit of inspiration and helps you on your path as you work towards things that you can be proud of yourself of in the future. So go ahead and allow yourself to rest and sink into your mat. Begin to bring small movements through your hands and your feet, maybe twirling your wrists and your ankles, waking your body up, and then allowing yourself to come to your favorite side in fetal position and just resting. Slowly start to press into your hands and make your way up into a seated position. When you're ready, you're more than welcome to just stay in Shavasana and enjoy that as long as you wish. You can bring your hands to your heart and to your belly and just breathing into these areas. And again, thanking yourself for showing up on your mat today. We're now going to be moving into the dhyana or meditation portion of class. You can sit upright or you can lay down on your back, or really any position that feels comfortable for you that you can remain in for an extended period of time. In our meditation, we are simply going to keep our attention on our breath. And that's it. We're not going to be focusing on what we're going to be doing after class, or maybe something that happened before, or maybe how we wish that our physical practice had gone differently. We're just going to be focusing on the flow, the inhale and exhale of our breath. So take a deep inhale through your nose. Hold for just a few moments. And then exhale, release. Drop into your meditation, and I will let you know when class has finished. Thank you. Start to take a deep inhale through your nose and exhale, release. Taking a few more conscious breaths to reawaken your body and your mind. I hope today's practice brought you a little extra peace, and you are very proud of yourself for making it through class today. Thank you so much for joining Sustain Life Journal Yoga, And if you're able to, please comment and subscribe, and check out sustainlifejournal.com for more information about yoga lifestyle tips and sustainable living. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. See you next time.